In this video, I'd like to cover pipeline visualization using FreeCAD. I'll make the part from scratch so you can follow along. From the part design, I'll create a body and a sketch. And I want to go isometric and choose my top plane here at XY. Now I'll make a simple horseshoe kind of shape with my polyline, or a U shape, like that. And actually I can stop there and add a few dimensions here. I'll add a symmetric constraint there. Shift V for vertical, we'll go with 1 inch. Shift V again, we'll take this point to this point, we'll go something like 3 inches. And let's finish off here, 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 and here, to avoid adding unnecessary dimensions. I'll simply refer to a construction line, highlight here and here, E for equal, and Shift H from here. Let's go with some like 3 inches. That should be fine. Shift V, and we'll give that 6 inches, and that should be good. We'll close that. We're going to pad. Let's go a distance of 2 inches, right? So we padded that 2 inches. Let's go to the FEM workbench. From here, first thing I want to do is create a study. And if I go to my model, there's the study I just created. We call that a container as well. And in the container, we'll add in some fixed geometry, which is this button here. It has a little lock on it. We're going to add that as a face. And now let's add maybe a constant force. This should be force here. Yep. Let's reverse the direction. Let's say that our load would be an even 250. Okay, so we have our fixed geometry, our force. Next thing I want to do is define a material. So we click this little circle guy, and on the material, I'm just going to call this a steel of some kind. They have C15, there we go, C15 steel. Okay, and then I'm going to highlight my last feature on my tree and insert a G mesh, and I'm going to make this completely automatic. Quick calculation, right? Now I think we're good to run the analysis. So I'm going to write an INP file and run. We're done without error. Perfect. And when I view my results, I can see some very nice visualization, but I may want to have some more options when it comes to my visualization. And this can be a visualization that's made a lot like how SolidWorks is, right? So with my results closed, I simply highlight my results and click here where it says creates a post-processing pipeline from a result object. So I've created a pipeline from the result object. Double click on pipeline, and instead of outline, maybe I want to say surface. And under here I can choose like my displacement, and I can visualize my displacement, but don't panic if your object is black. Go to Edit, Preferences, Display, and then where it says something about backlighting, enable backlight color. If I turn that off, then my result is black for surface. And surface is ostensibly one of the most useful and visually pleasing settings. So if your part is black, Edit, Preferences, and we'll go with Display, enable backlight color, and apply. And white is a great backlight color for this application. So we can look at displacement, we can look at something like strain, we can look at stress, or principal max, whatever. And if my colors are off, maybe I want to rescale my colors. You can of course change the order of colors. White to black is actually kind of cool. If you ask me, it's almost like a heat map or something. I like the default, but you can also scale your minimum to be maybe something like 0.03, and then 0.003, that's small. Maybe I should have added some more force on there or something. But now the colors are scaled accordingly. So if you're having visualization problems, this is excellently useful. Likewise, this can also be a boon when it comes to trying to get a better idea of how it's calculated, right? Because for FEM, there we go. This is what we're calculating from, a mesh, right? And these are the nodes, and you see how one element of the mesh, the force propagates to another element of the mesh. That's what we do in finite element. And so we don't actually have a smooth linear calculation. And if you'd rather see, the kinds of places that we've made a calculation in pipeline, we can reference nodes. And let me turn off my mesh here. There we go. So in pipeline, we can reference nodes, and we can go with stress values in those nodes. We can say at every point a calculation has taken place as to what our stress value is. So there's our principal max or shear, all sorts of things. And this also enables us to see our wireframe. This is also very, very helpful if we want to sort of trim out places that haven't actually had a calculation involved. And you can also go with wireframe along the surface only. And again, surface is just very aesthetically pleasing. So there we go. That is pipeline visualization. I meant to put this out about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years ago, and I've just gotten around to doing it. So if you've procrastinated something today, now you don't have to feel bad. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.